Good morning, everyone. So I want to be sure that I'm audible enough because today's setup is quite funny, right? But at the same time, we still have to, keep showing up and analyzing together like this. So I need to be sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. So if you're connected and you can hear me well, if you can hear me well, can you drop it in the comment section? Can you put it in the chat? Keep showing up and analyzing together like this. So I need to be sure that you guys can. So if I'm audible enough, can you please put it in chat so that I'll be sure that we're connected and we're going to get straight to analysis. We're going to move straight into analysis. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. By the way, there was a trade we picked yesterday. I mean, our outlook for on gold started since Sunday evening. I dropped it in the community, right? And I just told myself that once I come to class today, the first thing I'm going to do is to first show you how simple it can be. How simple it can be. All right. So this was the outlook I had on gold, and it was a very simple outlook, right? And the outlook is simple. Let me give us the full screen here. The outlook I had on gold was simple, and that was when I dropped on Sunday, right? So immediately I entered the market on Sunday. The first thing I spotted was a proper market structure, and this is even looking more like a textbook SMC market structure, where market goes and makes series of highs and lows and highs and higher lows and higher highs and all that, right? So this was the move I first spotted. We've been coming to this live session showing you the same thing. That's to tell you that you don't have to change your strategy for no reason. You can just stick with that same strategy and you can use it to keep making money for the rest of your life, right? Yes, market sentiment changes, but then you just have to maybe tweak the strategy a little bit just to accommodate the change in market sentiment. But don't change your strategy, stick with it. If you see something that is working for you, don't change it for no reason. Don't allow pressure to make you change your strategy. Okay, so I saw this simple move, market making series of higher highs, and this already confirms to me that this market has a bullish bias, and what did I do? I realized that there is a break of structure at this point. And I always tell you guys that if you have not watched my video on proper market structure and break of structure, change of character, order block, and all those things, it's better that you go to, I think there is a video on that on the YouTube page, and also the first live session we did. I took my time to break everything down, right? So if you have not watched that video, make sure you go back to watch. So we have a break of structure here, and then I need to locate the move that started the break of structure, the move that started that break of structure, and I spotted that move around this place because this was the strong imbalance candle that happened right here. This was the strong imbalance candle, so that means that the move that started the break of structure started around this point. But then if I decide to mark my point of interest on, let me show you. If I mark my point of interest from the last candle that was the balanced candle, which was this pain bar right here. If I decide to mark it, I will have a big slightly big risk to reward. So what I always do is to go to lower time frame to see if I can get, if I would still have placed it like this if I don't see any good structure on the lower time frame. But then I go to lower time frame to see if there is a better chance on lower time frame. Okay, and on lower time frame I can see that before that bullish imbalanced candle, right, the candle before it is way down here like this. This was the balanced candle before it, and I decided to mark it out and make it my point of interest. And it is obvious that there is a fair value gap at this point. So this is my double confirmation, especially for those that are following me. You understand that this is all I look for when I'm trading gold. This is all I look for. I don't overcomplicate things. This is all I look for. So after this fair value gap, market went up, and I think market was around here when I posted the setup in the Telegram community. And you know, after setting my pending order around like at night, and everybody just went to bed. And that is one beautiful thing about Forex. You don't have to actively be there. It is not like it is when you are pressing your laptop. This is not tech, right? So you don't have to actively be sitting down with the candles. You don't have to grow with the candle. Once you set your position, you're already showing instructions to your broker that, okay, when market gets to this point, activate my buy order. When it gets to this point, stop my loss. When it gets to this point, take my profit. So what business do you have with the market? Just allow market to do what it wants to do. Go and rest, go and relax, go and chill, go and sleep, go and watch movies, do whatever that is going to distract you, because If you're not distracted, your emotions will start uh, taking a toll on you. You start, it's money what we're talking about. You start getting emotional, right? And you don't want that. So immediately, depending on how I was set, we went to bed and woke up. I woke up around, I think I woke up around 3 a.m. Nigerian time, and boom, I saw that market has mitigated my point of interest and then my other block, and then boom, up to the after the week. It was a beautiful day to start the week. It's funny because when I got to the office, I saw this consolidation again on gold. I saw this consolidation and I just made me remember when I was actively trading chart patterns, and I saw this triangular pattern, right? And I was just waiting for breakouts, and then I saw this breakout on the 1 minute time frame. Let me show you. This is me just giving you insight as to how my brain works, right? Okay, this was it. So I saw a full breakout of that pattern, of the chart pattern. And one thing about chart pattern, if they tell you that it is ascending triangle, and if it is ascending triangle, market is going to break out to the upside, and if it's a descending triangle, market is going to break out to the downside, or if it's a symmetrical triangle, it can break out both ways, and all those things, all those textbook understanding is a lie. Is a lie. Don't believe that. Your own responsibility is just to mark out where is your resistance, where is your support, and wait for the breakouts, because it market could break out either ways in any direction. Nobody is responsible for how market is going to break out, right? So don't let them bamboozle you with textbook understanding. You have to open your mind. So you wait for any breakout. It could break out to the upside and to the downside. Yeah, you can have your bias, probably from your bias from the higher time frame. If you feel that okay, anything that you see on lower time frame, you want to be selling because of the bias on higher time frame. That is different. It is way different, right? But then if you now see a chart pattern that says probably, for example, this is a symmetrical triangle. I was already prepared that it could break out in any direction, and then it broke out to the upside, and there was a retest, simple break and retest, breakout and retest, and I locked in my trade. Yeah, for this one, because it's chart pattern, I don't want to gamble a lot, so I was risking around 200 pips to get like 490 something pips, and I think I got like around uh 300 pips here or so. I think around here I already locked in close that I've locked in my profit to break even. The market eventually touched. So overall, yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a good day, and if you see what I just explained now, you see that forex should actually be simple. It shouldn't be complicated at all. It shouldn't be complicated at all. All right, so let me 1 second. So we are going to move straight to today's this week's market outlook. And by the way, let me remind you that the last couple of times that we've been to this live, once we analyze together, have you not noticed that market always respect our analysis, especially on gold, and then boom, like last week we got sweet right, I think 750 pips or something from the analysis we did on last Tuesday, and that is how it can be, right? It shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult, and that's why I always advise you not to miss this live session. Not to miss this live session, okay? So let's see what we have for today. Let's see what we have for today. Let's see what we have for today. Please, if you can still hear me loud and clear, feel free to put it in the chat, because it's giving me an error message right now. So I need to be sure that we're together. Okay? Alright, so the outlook for the week, we're just going to do it briefly. and I'll run away from here because in fact I didn't know I was going to come live today. It was looking impossible. And at the same time, if there is a pair that you are eyeing at the moment and you want me to take a look at, feel free to put it in the chat box so that I can analyze it for you, right? So I'm going to start with my favorite pair now. Gold is my favorite pair right now. I don't know why people trade coins, EURUSD and all those things. I trade it actively, but this is where the money is. Gold is where the money is, right? So on higher time frame, what can we see? We can see that market pulled back downward and went upward, and then it's pulling back downward, and like I said, there is still a break of structure to the downside on gold. So the stronger momentum is going to be to the downside, but then at this point there could be a retracement. And don't forget, if we throw in a Fibonacci 2, you'll see that it is still possible that gold retraces to this 50 level or 61.8 level or even 78 level. It is possible, right? So we are not going to, yet despite the fact that there is a break of structure to the downside on, there is a change of character to the downside on gold. Despite that, we don't also want to take away the possibility of market doing a major retracement on higher time frame. And don't forget, that small retracement on higher time frame is going to be a big move, a sweet move on the lower time frame. So yes, the stronger momentum is to the downside, but at the same time, if we see an opportunity to keep buying, maybe for the retracement, before the retracement ends, we are going to keep buying. So right away, I'm going to move straight to my H1, and on H1 I can't see anything significant on my H1. I was really sad last week because remember we drew our point of interest on H1, and that one is massive. It is massive. Like, this is all targeting like 5,000 pips, although we're risking like 900 pips thereabouts to get 5,000 pips. Now, for some of you that are wondering, why are we risking so much? For example, the last trade that I risked, it was for example, the last trade, it was 200 pips to get 1,100 pips. Why is it so much? Like I told you, if you are using two $100 accounts and you are risking 0.01 200 pips, $20 has left your account if you hit loss. That's you risking 20% of your capital on one trade. So if you have low capitals like that, make sure that you use a broker that can help you to convert it into a cent account. That $100 is going to be 10,000 cents, right? It's going to 10,000 cents, and then you now have the margin, you have the strength to use lot size, big lot size on that $100, because you are going to be making the money in cents and you will not convert it back to dollars. So that H1 time order block was not mitigated. So we're going to move to, and I can't see any other structure on H1 at the moment. I can't see any other structure on H1 at the moment. So I'm going to go to the 15 minutes time frame. And 15 minutes time frame, I can still see market rallying up, right? And it is giving us sweet uptrend structure. You can see it right there. If you are the trend line trader, I believe that you would have taken some profits yesterday too, right? Or was it today? Yeah, today you'd have taken some sweet profits from here, right? If you're a trend line trader. Okay, so what do we have here? I can see markets making series of higher highs and higher lows, and right now there is a new higher high up here, which is a break, which caused this break of structure, right? This is 15 minutes time frame on gold. which caused this break of structure. So what else can we see? I'm going to delete this because I don't like to complicate it. I don't bother about trend line because I already have an eye to on what I want, right? So then I can see so many balanced markets at this range, and at the same time I can see the imbalance that's setting after. So ideally on 15 minutes time frame, this is supposed to be my point of interest, and I can also see my fair value gap right there. So this looks perfect. This looks perfect for 15 minutes. But by the way, if I decide to throw in my buy limit order right here, my stop loss is going to be below the lowest candle. My stop loss is going to be around there, and my take profit is going to be up here. But this is giving me 1 to 2 vibe, and if you notice that I rarely place 1 to 2, I rarely do. So let's go and see if we can get a better risk to reward on the 5 minutes time frame. And on 5 minutes time frame, boom, I can see a better one. I will adjust my order block. I will adjust it to this place, and because I can see the balance and then the imbalance that sets in, and I can also see the FAG right there. Can you see that? So this looks cleaner, and it's going to give me a better risk to reward. So if I decide to throw in my risk to reward, now I'm risking, let's say 240 pips, and then I'm using it to make, to that upside, I'm using it to make 4. So this is like 1 to 4. I've already told you that I don't like to target this upside because so many others sell order might be around this area. So I want to be careful. I don't want to make profit and then eventually lose it again. Right? So 1 to 4. Let me see if we can do 1 to 4.5. Yeah, 1 to 4.5 is also not bad. 1 to 4.5 is not bad. So simple. Can you see within 2 minutes, if not because I'm talking, within 1 minute I would have finished analysis on gold. And I always tell you, the more you overcomplicate your strategy, the higher your chance of losing that account. And the reason is because you just keep thinking. Inside a buy market, you still see a sell. Inside that selling market, you still see another buy. You just be confused. So have something that is specific that you are looking for, locking into it every now and then, and you keep making profit, right? So that is my outlook on gold. So let's go and lock in the others now. Let's go and lock it in. So that means we have buy limit at am I the only one? But I noticed that when we are buying gold that we are making most profit these days. Even when market is selling, it will just do some erratic behavior to the upside again and all that. So we are buying at buy limit at 4,4498.37. Stop loss is 447 4474.28. Take profit is at what's that take profit value? 4606.77, and our risk to reward is 1 to 4.5. So feel free to go and lock in this trade. right? Just set your pending order and we'll see how market is going to play out on that level. And that's all. That's the whole analysis on gold for this morning. That's the whole analysis on gold for this morning. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Am I still connected? Am I still connected? If you are following, can you drop something in the chat? And if there is something that you want me to analyze for you, because like I said, this live is going to be a short one today. So, quick one, if you want me to analyze any pair for you, just put it in the chat. Okay, just for analysis sake as well, I'm going to take a look at silver. And what do we have on silver? It's been a while I even analyze silver. Okay, I can see the same buyers. So market has broken this to the downside. Well, it didn't really break it to the downside, so we can't really say there is a change of character yet, because it didn't break the last low significantly, right? So I'm still going to have that two buyers. I'm still going to have the buyers. The market is going to rally up and retrace this massive move, or at the same time it could break this level eventually and start running to the downside. So I'm going to move straight to the H1 just to see whatever market structure that we have right there. So the market, the overall on H1 is still to the downside. I can see a clean market structure here. Yeah, I can see the market is rallying to the downside, and then it is still a downtrend on H1. But then there's no break of structure to this downside yet. So it's possible that the momentum of buyers are reducing, and at the same time there is no break of structure to the upside here, change of character to the upside there rather. So let me just assume that XAU is still being conservative right now, but then it's preparing itself for a break, either upward or downward. But then let's see if we can get a market structure on the 15 minutes. On the 15 minutes, yes, clearly I can see that there is a break of structure to the upside on 15 minutes. This break of structure to the upside on 15 minutes, and technically they move the same way anyway, so I can see this point of interest on 15 minutes as well, accompanied with my fair value gap. But like I said, for better risk to reward, I'll still go to the 5 minutes. And on the 5 minutes time frame, this is now dicey. What do we have here? What do we have here? Ideally, I'm supposed to start from here, right? This is where my point of interest is supposed to lie, because this was an imbalanced candle as well. This was an imbalanced candle as well. So would I take it, or would I just use this and put my stop loss below that low, so that I don't miss out on this trade? I'm going to key in my order from this point of interest right here. I'm going to key it in from this point of interest and put my stop loss. I'll still put my stop loss below the low, and then rally it up. Oh, fine, so cool. We're able to get our 1 to 4 on silver as well. We're able to get our 1 to 4 on silver as well. So it's the similar setup to what we have on gold, so I don't have to explain it so much. let's just lock in our trade. So we have our buy limit again. And we have our stop loss. And we have our TP. And our risk to reward is 1 to 4. And boom. So let's feel free to go and lock in this trade as well. Feel free to go and lock in that trade. So let's check BTC. I'm done analyzing gold as gold and silver. So let's check what BTC has for us. Let's check what Bitcoin has for us. So we're still going to check our daily time frame, and then I can spot a ranging market on the daily time frame. So then the bias is still similar. It's still similar. It's either it's pushing to the upside or it's pushing to the downside. You can see the struggle, the consolidation right here. So let's go straight to our H1 and start looking for a clean market structure. Okay. What can we see on H1? Oh, I remember this trade. This trade really messed us up last week. It was a very painful one. Was it last week? I think it was last week. It was a very painful one. So what do we have right here? What do we have here? Although on H1 I can see that there is a break of structure to this down to the downside, and then I can spot some solid zones around here on H1. But let's see if we can get a cleaner one on 15 minutes. So on the 15 minutes time frame, what do we have? I can't see anything clear on the 15 minutes, so I'm going to go to the 5 minutes time frame. And for 5 minutes, okay, this is still a slight break of structure. For 5 minutes, this is a break of structure on the 5 minutes time frame, and then I'll start looking for my point of interest. So what point of interest can I have than the first level, second level, third level? I can't see any significant zone on the 5 minutes, although let's go and check this. Okay, so let's see what we have at this level on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, on the 1 minute time frame, I can see a significant push right here. So I would mark the move that started that. I'll mark it out. I hope you guys are following and seeing how I'm just navigating time frame just to find a better entry. Now you need to be careful at this point, at this zone. I am not entirely comfortable with this zone. I'm not entirely comfortable with this zone. So setups like this, they are not my A setup. They are not my A setup. I only do this probably I still just want to, like, let's just give it a test for the market. This is not my A zone because I like to put my point of interest at the beginning of a swing, at the beginning of a swing high, at the beginning of a swing low. I don't want to put it in between, right? But we have seen so many times that it also respects in between. And don't forget that that in between is also going to serve as a confluence for Fibonacci if you start training your Fibonacci, right? Can you see that this serves as a confluence for the 61 point, is this 61.8 level? What level is that? Yeah, the 61.8 level. And if you understand price action very well, you understand that there is a possibility that markets will come and tap that zone and start rallying to the upside. So yes, this is still something I would consider, but it is not my A setup. So I'm going to lock in the trade here too. Put my stop loss. Okay, I'm going to put my stop loss below this low, and then of course we enjoy the ride to the upside. So this one is already giving us a risk to reward 1 to 7. 1 to 7. I'm rounding up now, guys. So if there's any setup that you want me to analyze for you before I go, put it in the chat box because I'll be rounding up right now. So we are buying again. Today is a buying day. That's 67076.77. 66929.48. 68107.80. RR 1 to 7. Okay, so let's log this in again and we're good to go. So that's the outlook for today. We've been able to analyze gold, we've been able to analyze silver and BTC, and we all have buying momentum for we have buying bias for all of them, right? Why do you use SMC on gold? Well, based on my strategy. Now SMC is big. You can use SMC across any pair, right? But my simple strategy, because I've simplified my own SMC, you can see that I've not started discussing with you liquidity, all those things. I've not started doing all those breakers block and all those things. It's not because I don't know them, but because I like to keep it simple. That is my culture, right? And that my simple strategy works best on gold so far for me. Maybe I've not actually tested it on other pairs, but I've actually gone through a lot of pairs, and I see that most pairs doesn't come back. It's for me now. It's easy for me to use price action on currency pairs. I love price action on currency pair. That's why I don't play with Fibonacci when it comes to currency pair. But for gold will mess you up. Most time when gold makes a move to the upside and it is retracing, and ideally with your understanding of price action, you think, I'm waiting for 61.8 level, 50 level, it will come back, and you draw your trend line. Gold will just to just wash everything up and go back to that low, to go and retest it, to just test your patience, right? And also it will also use the opportunity to wipe out a lot of people's order, because nobody could have thought that market that is going up would make close to 100% retracement, right? Nobody would have thought that. And then before you know it, it moves to the upside. And then according to research, even if you type it on Google or anything, I think you will see there that SMC actually, gold is one of the pairs that SMC works based on. So SMC is actually sweet when you are using it on gold. It's funny because that's why I don't trade all those BTC actively. It's only when I come to class like this, just for you to have another view of the market, that I analyze it and then I lock it into, right? I like, it's enough to just sit down with gold, be applying my SMC and keep making profits consistently, not having to run up and down. So that is why I use it on gold. And gold has happened to be the one to give me the best results with my strategy. So why not stick with it? I can have a friend now that is GBPUSD guru. Anything GBPUSD, if you wake him up, he will tell you. The same thing with gold. If you wake me up, what is happening on gold, I'll be able to tell you that. The lesser, the better, as far as money is coming out of it. It's how you will now scale up the money coming out of it that is important. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I think you don't want me to analyze any pair for you, so I'm just going to send these trades that we've analyzed. I'm going to put it in the Telegram community so that you guys can lock it in again, right? And then we'll be tracking from there. Thank you for coming. I didn't know I was going to do a live stream today because of how I feel and all that. That's why my camera, my face is not showing. But hopefully in this week, I don't know if there is a news. I've not actually checked news markets yet. So hopefully this week we'll still get to see ourselves and interact on TikTok. I'll talk about that. Okay. So thank you guys for coming to today's live stream. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure that you share this link with your friends. I don't know, our subscribers, are you telling me that you guys don't have friends? Some of you have been consistent in this live stream. It wouldn't cost you anything to share the link. Let our followers, our subscribers increase on YouTube, because every Tuesday like this we come to share this important insight with you, and you wouldn't want them to miss it. I know that you have friends trading. Let them follow this page, let them join the live, so that we can all go together. We can have one big happy family in easy peeps. Okay. All right, I'll see you in the next one.